Hello, every pony, and welcome back to Fandom Fridays, where we proceed to check out all the fanfics that are not pony related. Why? Simple. Because I got a lot of stories to read, and I got a lot of tales to tell, and I got a lot of things to do, and I got a lot of people to kill, and I got a lot of things to talk about, and I got a lot of fanfics to riff. Forget the people to kill part. Ah, D&D. What more can be said about it? It's a fun, interactive RPG setting. Great for story building, learning how to tell stories, character building, allowing yourself to create anything you want and to be anything you could be. Want to be a female fire in a barren land? Why not? Want to be a little goblin that was once a halfling? Sure. It allows us to deal with so many real ideas of our lives, of our personality, and it allows us to explore great storytelling moments and how to do characters. It also allows us to play with good friends and develop friendships and relationships that can last for a lifetime. That is why D&D is so great and such a fantastic storytelling device. So, why is it so hard to get a good adaptation around here? All you really need is to take your own D&D module and put it out there! Why? Why is this such a hard thing? Sorry, the movie. I really, really love the movie. Show, on the other hand, is awesome. Yes, the cartoon series that many people probably forget or not talk about. D&D the cartoon. I just wish there was a couple of good fanfics that I could find on a show that I'd like to do to tell people about it. Oh, and yes, I'm getting into Critical Role. You people saw that coming, but you people probably figured it out. Well, luckily, I happened to find a good story online that just might help me get experience about what I need. So, without further ado, we present to you the Neverending Story. Oh, Neverending Story by Samwise Baggins. Now, you see, why can't we get more people who actually have decent screen names like that? Setting: Late spring, 1986. Realms of Dungeons and Dragons. Characters' ages: Bobby, 11. Diana, 12. Sheila, 17. Presto, 17. Eric, 18. Uni, 3. Hank, 18. Venture, you know you want to know. No, Sheila's soft-teal eyes started to fill with tears. She hated herself when she felt so weak, but there were times, like this, when she couldn't do anything. Hank. Diana put the other girl's thoughts into words for her, like so often over the hearts of the times past. Hank, there's such a thing as taking duty and honor too far. You sure that's not the case here? Her voice sounded strong and quiet, the voice of reason in the chaos they lived for 3 years. Be, re- be reasonable, Hank. We're finally going home, for good. No more orcs, no more wet ground, no more scavenging for something remotely edible. We'll have cars, phones, hot baths, soft beds, and Presto's nasally voice, settling for the outer range, started to cascade from the onset of fury. Broke through Eric's reverie. Maybe Hank's right, though. What? You've gotta be kidding, Presto! The raven-haired teen turned to his younger friend. Home? Why would we want to stay here? You've got warriors and real wizards to do the dirty work. I want pizza and ice cream and my dad's limo. The auburn-haired boy whispered Eric's slight on his magic. He didn't back down, however, having learned to stand up for himself when it really mattered. Thus, Presto stepped forward and frowned softly, calmly saying, My name's Albert, and I am a real wizard, Eric. The other youths turned shocked faces to a normally easily cowed young man. Bobby, their youngest member, grinned suddenly and snickered at the shocked look on Eric's face as Sheila said softly, Oh, Presto. Oh. She flushed and self-corrected herself when she with the now unfamiliar name. I'm Albert. Presto flushed and shrugged. The girl's reaction undoing determination fell stickers before. You could call me Presto. I mean, he looked at Eric and hung his head. I didn't mean to snap at you, Eric. You could still call me Presto. But I am a wizard. I appreciate you not insulting me about that anymore, okay? He turned nervous gold eyes up to his friend, slightly pleading for Eric to respect him. He did not make a big deal of being insulted himself this time. Eric didn't get to respond though as Bobby turned to seal up. So are we going or not, sis? I want to get out of this place. Desperate pleat had him swinging around, guilty horror on his face. Oh, Uni! I forgot! I can't take you home with me. He dropped his club to throw his arms around the head-maned out unicorn who barely stood as tall as his shoulder. The foal nuzzled his neck, pleading sorrowfully at the human that she was closest to in all the worlds. You know, when I get back to reading the awesomeness that is the Hasbroverse, I really gotta see if Arcade Striker decided to put in a scene where Bobby looks for a unicorn that's similar to Uni. Or, at the very least, Uni making a guest appearance. Dungeon Master and his son, Venger. Yep, I gotta ask. People, why? Why in the back of the old days did they just, you know, continue to think that the Dungeon Master is some sort of guy? He's not a guy. He's the creator of the world you're in. You know who the Dungeon Master is? He's the narrator. He's the storyteller. He's the guy that above the screen that tells you things. If you want a good example of what the true power of the Dungeon Master is, oh, what was the name of that awesome game? It was actually fun and interactive. The Stanley Parable. That is what a real DM is. He's not a person. But nope. Every D&D parody I find thinks that the Dungeon Master is a guy who exists. He doesn't exist. It's like thinking a programmer is a character in the game. Well, I suppose the animated series needed some way to throw in the Dungeon Master. Still weird, though. And his son, Venger, stood to the side, watching the young one struggle with the choice he had been given. Oh, yeah, in the unaired finale of the show, we find out that Dungeon Master was having the kids do all this so that way he could save his son, Venger, who was possessed by darkness. Go back to their lives and homes, or stay and help defend the realm. It was by far not the easy choice you might have seen at first. They would be leaving 3 years of friends, enemies, and lives behind to become the children they once were. Perhaps could not ever be again. The pair couldn't remain out of the conversation for long, however, as Diana turned towards the two powerful beings. She had her strong hands firmly planted on her hips, ignoring the now familiar feeling at first she wore. How bad is this place? I mean, how desperate are you for heroes? The determination in her voice matched the glare in her chocolate eyes. Dungeon Master turned ageless teal eyes on the young acrobat, his sad smile more haunting than ever before. We are in dire need, young ones. But the choice is yours to make, not ours to command. Your choice is fading as you stand here. The portal will not be open for long. I'm going, Bobby hurried to interject, pulling regretfully away from the unicorn, who bleated sorrowfully. Bye, Uni. I'll miss you. He turned quickly, trying to make his parting easier for them both, scrubbing an arm harshly over his eyes to rid himself of the babyish tears he knew were there. Come on, sis. Let's go home. Bobby grabbed Rocio's hand. She pulled away, still looking at Hank. Just a minute, Bobby. Hank? Her voice pleaded with their leader, begging him to reconsider his choice, to decide he should go home. The tall blonde shook his head sadly and looked to the group. We don't all have to decide the same thing, Sela. I'm staying to help rebuild this world. Good, because you start with Baldur's Gate, that place is the pits! Maybe I'll come home later. Crimson decided to sob as the petite redhead tried to hold back. Sheila groped for her little brother's hand and clung to it as a lifeline. She nodded, but couldn't understand Hank's choice to remain in this horrible place. Instead, she turned to the others. Her voice broke as she whispered, Presto? Diana? Diana glanced towards Hank and back to Sheila. She could see both sides, taste both worlds. Suddenly she made up her mind. Stand! She felt Hank's steady hand touch her shoulder, silent gratitude for his support. Even as the look of bewilderment in her best friend's eyes tore at her heart. Presto, Goldeneye. I'm staying too. I'm needed here, and Violet's here. His heart still yearned for the red-headed loserness he met back in the realm. Back home there would be lonely nights in the library, waiting for his tired, different mom to pick him up, hurtful days at school, while the other kids tormented him. Here they're shown a promise of love and a chance to help an entire world. He felt his back straighten and his shoulders set as he thought of the good he could do here. With not an acknowledgement, but a little approval, 17-year-old turned to her last friend, voice almost inaudible and ending with another sob. Eric, we should go. Glancing over the determined, yet sorrowful looks at their companions, Eric nodded slowly. He didn't sound as certain as he had a moment before as he claimed, Right, we're going. With a sad look at the other three, the dark-haired youth put a hand behind Sheila's back and guided her and Bobby towards the portal. He paused just outside the glow. What's wrong? Sheila wiped at her tears, trying to bring Eric's blurred image into better focus, trying not to glance back at those they were leaving behind. Quickly looked down to her. Nothing. His voice straightened suddenly. He tried again. Nothing, just... God, I must be insane! Eric turned away from the soft glow, letting go of the siblings and strided towards the others. You better be right about being able to get home later, Hank, or I'll hunt you for the rest of your life. Eric! Sheer desperation echoed in Sheila's voice, and her grip on Bobby's hand tightened, with most protesting from her now squirming brother. But, home, we wanted so long. We're trying for so hard. Why? She couldn't understand why even Eric would stay after all the whining and complaining he'd done just moments ago. Sheila? Bobby's voice brought her attention down to the 11-year-old. She frowned at the doubt in the pupil's face. Maybe we should stay too. I can help out. Horror filled her eyes as she shook her head. No, Bobby! You're going home even if no one else is! Before anyone, especially the young barbarian, could react, Sheila pushed the boy through the glowing portal, calling out, Tell Mom I love her, Bobby! And then the mystical gate closed. Sheila turned to see the stunned looks of the other teens. Hear the accusing, mournful bleats of the little unicorn. Face the knowledge that the two powerful mages she had known all along would happen. The look at Dungeon Master's wise old eyes confirmed it. Unreasonably, the last angered her more than the actual decision had. She sobbed and flung herself blindly at him, crying out, You knew we could stay and help Bobby would go! You knew it did help us! I knew that the barbarian would return to your world, yes. His voice soothed but didn't comfort the young thief so desperately sought. He placed a hand on her bowed head, feeling her racking sobs, but held up his other hand to prevent the others from coming to her yet. And I knew you would remain in this one. His leaving was foreseen in a dream, but your staying was ever etched into your souls. Your heart would not allow you to choose otherwise. I sent him away, alone. Her own fear of being alone made Bobby's fate that much harder to bear, despite being the one it chose for her. Dungeon Master gently lifted up her face, and sought to dry her fears with one faded finger. He who loves is never truly alone, young one. Bobby will return to you one day. Whether in this world or another is hard to say. Oh no, Dungeon Master, don't you start going to put this Lionheart on us! All of you people who aren't book read probably didn't get that Briar's Lionheart reference. The rest of you, congratulations! You just realize how well read this tale is! He will, however, have the comfort of a special friend in waiting. Dungeon Master? Hank's voice held wonder, even as he fought to keep its normal steady calm. You called him Bobby. You never used our real names before. I kind of thought you didn't even know them, interjected Presto, an air of disbelief and guilt playing through his nasal voice. Fedger laughed, a deep echoing sound filled with joy rather than the menace that had come from him.
Doesn't Master knows the names of every young one brought to this world, and every young one who will ever be? You were never merely tools to my father. Oh yeah, I'm bringing out the Optimus Prime voice.
The laughter surprised the teens. Turned to Eric, processing other words. Wait a minute! You mean there are others? We're not the only people who slashed you, right? Eric. The soft roaring was almost habitual for Hank. Just habitually, the Cavalier ignored. You made us stay in this godforsaken place! Can't believe I fell for that! Again! Oh, sure. Randy calling is storming around. Ever increasing agitated parents on the floor. This world always needs heroes, he says. The choice is not ours to command, he says. But does he tell us we're not only people his stats to use? No, he! Eric! Hank's hard voice broke through his friend's anger, long enough to quiet him, at least temporarily. We made our decision. Now we should honor it. Ranger turned to the pair of mages. What do we have to do, Dungeon Master? No, Hank! Eric shot back quicker than Hank had expected. He should have told us there were other lackeys here. He held up on us, knowing that if he told, we'd gone home. Mitt, if you know there were other smugs for hire here, you would have happily gone back home to parties and homeworks and archery tournaments. You manipulated us into staying here. Sheila sobbed barely audibly, and Eric ignored Diana's stern voice telling her to calm down. Presto's unsurprisingly steady voice brought the Randy team of sort. I wouldn't have changed my mind. I would still stay. I want to stay. Presto, never say you like it here! Eric rolled with the team once more. Presto nodded, opening his mouth to further defend his voice. Benjamin interrupted, picked up the discarded club.
You all still need to join once. Whether others are here or no, everyone who chose to stay is needed now more than before. For not only must the world be rebuilt, a new evil must be fought.
Doesn't Master sighed, sadly, and nodded in accord with his pupil, his son. Today you cease to be apprentices, and step onto the paths of truth. You will forever be changed. Before the teens could even think to protest, blinded light swirled through the room from every spun around them, twisting and churning until it seemed to fill their very senses. This is a tiny sensation. Sorry, the light began to pull them. It would said in a very quiet voice. Feel the regret, forgive me, young ones, but I let you now face. Then the light went out. The world fell into darkness. Huh. This was an interesting, fun little story. I look forward to reading it one day on my own. So, why does the D&D cartoon so much appeal to me? Well, the characters for one thing. The stories are fun. And how many 80s shows do you guys know where instead of doing the old, oh, we'll get them next time, or, oh, lost our way home, we'll find it soon. Instead, there's an episode where when Venture destroys their only way back one more time, they go, fuck this noise, we're killing the son of a bitch! Seriously, how many times can you say that you know of a story that pulls that off and does it so wonderfully? I can't think of many either. And that's one of the many reasons. This show was really good and fun and pretty dang great for an 80s series like this. I guess this was just my way of enjoying something from the D&D show. And maybe just answer these type of questions that pop up. Like when you're given a choice to go back home or stay in a world full of wonder. What do you choose? That was one down. That's more to go. See you all next time!